Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I have a question for most of you, many people who lives in Canada. You know, there's been a lot of separation amongst the Ghanaians, and it's because we came here because of bad governance. We came here because we wanted a better life. But then it seems as if we've never left Ghana. The problems in Ghana has followed us all over, no matter where you are. And the worst thing is, the very same things we left Ghana for, we continue doing them here. We never learned. We don't know what's good for us. Tom, welcome. Baba, welcome. Patience, welcome. I made a show about yesterday, my busy life. A gentleman by the name of, Ayisi Okata. Let me read you his message and we'll talk about it even more. What message do you have? No, this is not it. I want the other one. So yes, we at Jane and Finch, this is my response to something he said to me. We at Jane and Finch are highly busy, hardworking Ghanaians with responsibilities. Fools will never get my message. And then I'll give you another one where he left his message to me. How can you be eating fufu and driving? Only Jane and Finch, you can do this. You can get a ticket for that. He actually said only Jane and Finch. You see the discrimination? He said only Jane and Finch. So that was when I answered him that I didn't actually say I don't live there. So I said, yes, we Jane and Finch. He said only Jane and Finch you can do that. And then what message he also answered me. Let me just say this, okay? Let me just say this. Let's go and do this. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the place he's referring to. You see, in many departments, many offices, many institutions, we try to advocate for, let's say, equal opportunities, equal rights, and other things that people will not be labeled just because of where they live. People will not be labeled just because of what color. People will not be labeled just because of their social level or that their financial situations, or people will not be labeled for anything that is nature. You know, life actually presents or brings us to a place that it's not our choices, right? For example, in Ghana, we have different tribes, right? And people are labeled by their tribes. People are labeled by the color. People are labeled by their height. People are labeled by their social statuses. People are labeled by even the language they can speak. People are labeled by the color of their skin. Either you're a little bright, a little light, or your hair, or even disabled people are labeled because it is their fault that they are disabled. Back in Ghana, you know, there's so many sad situations. There's so many sad conditions that people kind of find themselves in, which is not their fault. And people are labeled by, so the country is never equal. We never seems to sort of break through when it comes to policies that will address the very same things that doesn't allow people to sort of develop or helps them to progress in a certain things that they do. So, I live in a part of the world that this issue is big. This issue is very, very big. Discrimination. So this is a Ghanaian gentleman who is labeling me for where I live. He says, I live in Jane and Finch, and not have I seen any responsible person that lives in Jane and Finch. This is huge. He also said, have I seen any white person that lives in Jane and Finch? Meaning he respects and values white people more than his own people. So you see what I've always been preaching about? There are slaves, people who don't value themselves, only support MPP. The people who do not see themselves as humans, whose actions will liberate or will bring a change in the system, are MPPs. You see, in this part of the world, the Liberal Party, do you remember, I don't know where you live, there was a member of the Liberal Party, or one of the, was he an MP? One guy came to Jane and Finch for something, and he made a joke, whether it was a joke or not, and right away, he was made to apologize. They are a strong, hard-working individuals from different tribes and race that lives at Jane and Finch. You see, a Ghanaian can never be separated from a group. They find it very difficult to be separated. Some Ghanaians, they don't find themselves useful, nor do they find themselves relevant by themselves. So in terms of advocating, it is to a Ghanaian, they can never be an advocate for a person's need. You see, there's so much need. The media did such a beautiful job because Jane and Finch was a hub of the old time where a lot of black people settled, because people like to settle, and there was a lot of Ontario houses built there. Across the city, downtown, I didn't even know, right by the lakeshore, there's a lot of Ontario houses there. But it was only given to, there was a secretary I used to work with, a white lady who lived in Ontario housing for 38 years. And she was a secretary at a very big company. She was a secretary. Her children grew up from there. At that time, when they were giving those houses, it was an actual house. It wasn't like those, townhouses that they started building. So the Jane and Finch actually held a lot of black people and also marginalized communities. And that is how you're in Toronto. Yes, I am in Toronto, Papa. So our own people were fooled by the media. Let me tell you a story about Jane and Finch. You see, you see that they're building a line through the whole Finch, all the way from Finch Station across to York University, Vaughan Mills, big. I was at a couple of meetings when they started to bring it to the attention of Jane and Finch, the community. You know why Bathurst and Dundas area, you know why the properties are expensive? Because of the busyness. It is busy over there. So they're trying to bring the same concept to Jane and Finch. So if you can see, there was a townhouse, Ontario housing, right across from Driftwood. They actually moved out all the tenants and go there and see. Just go and see. You see, people don't read. So this gentleman, stigmatization. You see, this is a Ghanaian who came to this part of the world that refused to read anything about the market what actually raises property prices. You see, the media fooled a lot of black people who bought houses at Jane and Finch to move to Brampton. Brampton became so expensive. And then they moved in the other people, let's say Chinese, who came with money to buy the townhouses at Jane and Finch. Go to Driftwood, drive into Tobomori, and then go into Aneta. Go into where back of Driftwood, get into as if you're going to Keele, and then into Shepherd. That whole townhouses, go and see who are the occupants occupying. You know why? Do you know why? Go and see. My friend, who is a Jamaican, told me one thing. He said, Mavis, because they owned a bungalow at Jane and Finch. So they started with raiding and a lot of crimes being reported and all those things there to make sure that the people who live there moves to where the property will be stuck. Right now at Jane and Finch, you can't even buy property. Why? Because the place, their contingency plans, the plans for the city is now coming to life. So they are getting rid of the Ontario houses at Jane and Finch. So they started reporting there's so much crimes happening at Dundas and Young area where Bathurst area. But who is reporting it? Eglinton. There used to be a lot of black people that occupies those. So go on Eglinton from Tritu Way, Western Road. Those properties were old properties owned by a lot of black people. Move up to Eglinton. You cannot buy it. The Jews actually occupy that area, but who were the occupants there? Now, let's look at Shepherd to Keele area. Let me tell you this is how foolish our black people are. This is how foolish. The guy is telling me the people who live at Jane and Finch are inhuman. They are not human. Because Obrunin Teho, also Obrunin Teho, on 10 near Koso, Sabrofana better to Honina, on Tessa Honomu Dino, a shooting up. Emma, almost December, they haven't even dug the ground yet too. But there's the properties that they are coming to build right across from Oakdale. I think it's going to be a condo. It already sold, and they haven't even started the building. Okay. Across from the property I told you about, they brought down the whole place. Now it is so open space, and I'm sure they have a plan for it. Go and see the amount of a sister of mine lives around there. Because of the subway, her property is shoot up. Another man who lives there, because of the RT, is it the RT that they are building along from Humber College all the way to Finch? Because of that, there will be a lot of businesses at Jane and Finch. So my brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. When you come into a country, don't come like these people. Don't come like these people. I'm telling you, there are a lot of and they wear the cap of education. They don't know what is going on when it comes to a mountain, like building generational wealth. You see, across from Steels, Echo Von Mills, Emrana, the time when the Italians were inviting the Ghanaians to go and buy property, the Ghanaians told them, oh, these are bush, kura. Say, a town home, small footage at across from, the Wonderland, Von Mills, it is now 1 point, small little box. Oh, it is 1 point something million. My friend's son just bought a condo that is being built right at across the Downsview Park. He bought it for 400 and something. Today, he's going to move in August of this year. It is 730. Pow! 1 bedroom. So my brothers and sisters, in Kurasifu Amuti Kurumwa, Jane and Finch na J Ghana fo. Jane and Finch, me kasa me wa Montreal meba. Na Montreal ye kuro kitwa. So as we were coming, brother bidi yasresem osi Toronto ye fe papa. Me se me ba, me mo masimi. E wo downtown na mananti aba. Ye wo bag bi ye fere ne Jimmy enko Toronto just like Ghana must go no. Ye import tomato no. Ene ye nyina jig because Montreal, the language there, it wasn't allowing people to find work. So we all came to Toronto, and then Toronto became choke, and then Edmonton, and then we started spreading around. Jane and Finch, Chalk Farm. But Ghana fire mo se nkoko in Jimmy Fobio. Ono wabedi pa ekroye Jimmy pay. This country makes even the foolish man looks good. This country, all the nkurasif wana behu say, omo manko school no mutimidi omonsa. Etimidi, they can build, and this country brings out a talent from you. So you see a Ghanaian boys, young boys who are into construction, and they make good money in construction. Good money. So they make money forgetting that Jane and Finch brought them up. They go and buy house. By the way, I wish I had never left Jane and Finch. I'm telling you. I, Mavis, wish I had never left Jane and Finch and would have found a property in Jane and Finch to buy. But dad dying. And I had no more drug you for a koshe. Listen, I started inviting police officers to my church very early. I started chatting to police officers. Minamedi e mayuano koma summertime omufa high school students. So I bring them to police station to apply. $24 per hour during holiday. And I started minamene Tavis police officers. Mekwa kasa omuhu. Emma omu ye flyer. Mami, na me ni omu nam tobo mori building numu. Na ye de flyers na Emma enkola mami for say mumfa bisa apostolic. Ewo Western Road and Kenha. Ask our elders and say, why not invite Tavis police officers to the church? And also the Jane and Finch young boys to come. So the police officers will get them at one place so they can teach them. Listen to what they told us. Ye mana good omugu jeono, most of them, and niyama ya chichi omu wohono. Omu omugu esikafo area no has done the worst. Gana niya wajimia wote aburuchi. Ayisi okata ujimia wote aburuchi. Naminka se minchero. The news you hear about your people no, it's not what it is. The big media uses this news to raise property taxes, to raise property value. So, what Jimmy won? Until our sisters, Jamaicans, shas ye dede, satam na wo uti factory mu, boy juma, because of Jimmy ye kwa yasuma. Sebra bruchi be pesika. So look at this idiot. The very same thing Canada is trying to remove themselves away from discrimination. A brother is in Canada, how? Or say me meti Jane and Finch, say meti Jungle. Then you ubefre Lawrence Jungle. There's an actual Jungle. My friend Odin Jungle. Lawrence and Echo we Yorkdale hono. There's a place called Jungle. Mami kanchira. Obroni wonyansa sene wona na bam wona yankeka mumbo. Wonim nyansa. To wonim how property value goes up. And then, Jane and Finch. Brampton now got trying. And ye Indian for. And I would die went to me and told. So what I say? Yeah, yes, you. We learn a lot. We learn, especially when the things that had to do with growth. Onipa. You are right. Montreal, they pretend they don't speak English. But I say, it's not the same. So mu hia nipa. Montreal for hia nipa ntino. Ope obeka brofo. And what they are doing, they've pumped in money to train everybody to speak English, French. Oba ho fofora. Amudu ko school no matua oka. No mama obas fe. 2 hours bi o se no akopa adwuma. You will learn the French. So what it? Hey, edin bi epie wa ho. Candy. The province that's good for schooling is the province that's cheap. So the small provinces, is better for schooling because it's cheaper. However, today that Canada has opened up the work permit for students, they've changed it from 20 hours to more hours now. I will advise you to get work and to be able to have access to work easily is to go into the big cities. The small towns, although it is cheaper in school fees, finding work over there is a bit difficult. So, Candy, it all depends on your situation. Unless you are coming with a hairdressing, upetimi etwitwi nkrofo anichi uwonsa na adwuma there, then you can open up your own ubetimi aye adwuma. So what I say, untimi be business, but you can say so be na abiye na wafa. So what I say, hello papa, is it a jehuntan hey mudi dia ayin fufuo din so what I say, some of the Ghanaians, comment, it places them exactly at the village bia yenim o comment and a ton or say me Jane and Finch aboa biba ofi ghetto ebe fre ha Jane and Finch chai Ghana ni me I say I work at Jane and Finch. I love my hood. That's why I work. Me kwa brofunu. We mu say wo me say onye sika. No ma koto dan wo Bowmanville. En Korebiase. Nso de bi omunam kuro. Esan so munim nkonta mu ntino. Onam kurom oboka nso onim. Oboka wo. Obe kurom be more than we. Gas sika because abrofunu ma wotim ho no. Wadamfo bi ani ho. Omanyina are isolated. Omunya obia. Omani abrofudi agora. They get out of their skin because obroni mu. And I don't want to be like anybody anyways. So I'm in my Jane and Finch. Who cares? Mama, how am I doing? I'm doing excellent. I'm doing excellent. And I'm a fish. I'm doing excellent. They said, that boy, Ye so ye hu nyansa nka Jane and Finch ha. Wo de ye nso yemfa nye ye ntuntum area. Don't say hey, Jimmy. He thinks he lives in Obroni. You must have a reason, not because they say before they go out. What Jimmy? What Jimmy? You must have a reason, human, reasonable, with human, like you not because they say, oh, a higher get to. Why don't you change it? Yam papa bi. We eben say kura de or Jane and Finch or baby anamete. I was still so. Stills menamete flax garden or non so te would before stills no remu say na aba onim no ye papa na djuma o ya ne so gada Jane and Finch boys no for sport ye money sika eno kohane dan kakraka adwuma o ya ne say ogada Jane and Finch area boys no. What have you people done? Nothing. You come here, kurase from Kolamu. Akwaba unhu yonku Ghana ni wo Belgium kura. You don't want to identify yourself as a Ghanaian. Kwa siebi. Uko siya Ghana ni wo outside that. Ni Jimmy. On person be hun so ye Ghana ni. Bebre. So many people were lied to and they don't even know. Jane and Finch won't mean to be papa. Won't mean free ha. Me fiat me tiachere. Nyayam committee area hawate. What Jimmy committee me tuntum phone. When we a kufu of one. This is a kufu of one. Okay. Jane and Finch. Look at this idiot. Onu figana. Buko mbenku. Nkofo Jimmy. Ote Canada. Ya dada ne se ebibifuo mu. Dan na ekosoro no. People. They always want to be in somebody's shoe. What to be before my cottonage, Omano, Omu Yini Crampona. They don't feel like Omu to move forward. And Colani, you not think the same. Omuya brofo. Okoshia bibinia, and until they are always a slave to somebody. Obi bia uni identity. You're trying to stay away from your identity. You become a slave to another man. Until onipa like this, Nema ben kukromu ni Nema Ohu ebi before na ono kan sana apotobi braye ne fie nyina ma no. Ono be frɛ ohu ebi before be ono Obroni ni niama okafa bibifo no ho no no so adwene the same time amani ni akwase abe ma say me meti Jane and Finch obi ntwa Ghana nkyere no nko twa Ghana nkyere no metwa Jane and Finch abekere mo ana me pon a mekwa kofa Jane and Finch na metwa abekere mo I'll start from where a Hanum. Street Yambo is a shepherd. I'll start from shepherd. I'm a Jane and Finch abechere wine. The mamma better on Ontario House or one Casana Yere, or Mojo Ontario House, or Brashas here. The red feet will be beneath. Red fin home. Because we don't make a change where we go. We don't fix anything. And we always wait till the other people fight for some right, Thank you very much. Suleiman Musa, thank you. Hey, me fear for the news, Suleiman. Oh. My last name, no. Sule. So what you see? Omo comment now. The thing said this woman is lacking information. Bible ne say, know the truth, so you will not be swayed by lies. Yani yati kurumu. We will live here well. Me me ti abrochi papa bi o. Amanfo. My man is a Ghana ni nansi ya na mehu. Time. Who me say me Ghana for thinking in their terms. Nobody owns me. I'm a free bird. Don't I say? Into comments like this, it only helps me it gives me an opportunity to teach. I don't, Papa, I don't need to be in Ghana saying medito. I don't need to be in Ghana to eat a paparansa. Me ye ma ben kwan papa bi, me konto mre fro papa bi, makao papa bi, me ko me twu papa bi, me ye die wo tizet wa ha. Enya Ghana de na wo beg for enam no. Enam ne ayachi adendenden ade shito no. Me de nantwinam na machi na me de egum. Me jollof papa bi, me we me shrimps and me we me shrimps papa bi. Enya nia na me se me garnish no so garnish papa bi. Me toto me fish me toto ne papa bi. I don't need to go and beg any honorable. Me ma me kora me hu tama me bisa ma me ska me mom na ese me de ko. So menti my brother me I don't need to visit Ghana to eat ampesi. I eat apo omo de papa ne brain. More papa no me de ba. Me wa akpele, me di akpele. Itchi me ko papa bi. Ma ye enkrakra papa bi enra. Eno na me de kam fufu a me say, ena me be ye me say, at least we have the services here we can give to our children. The services are here. Inti abrabono sanka Ghana aban was near masa. Kamoso mo be busy ni bi. Ana make can say Jane and Finch for. And they did the driver. You see the tribalistic people? He cannot identify people. Until me identify people, they find it very difficult to say, a strategy, a problem to solve. What kuomo? And so, no, Jimmy is an assembly or he's in construction with Bruchia. Ejibaya 60, 40 up. Says he cannot know you. Because we are Juma Benoquaquia. Me call any page no share. Construction for we. Nti so your construction. Oma koto fiake sinkurase for no. Canada man no opportunity. Oh. And now offer say area B a low class. What Jimmy? Enye Jimmy a nka wo Ghana ni oba be discriminating. And can you even mention this one? Ghana new. Muncha Ghana mre me na me. Amanfo ya muncha Ghana mfanto so. Ne yenhwe bi. Ono e ba be kan se Jane memeti Jane and Finch. Se Jane and Finch fo nye nipa. So wa sorry amachi wo so mu wani wa. Sorry amachi wo Jane and Finch. Did that debi? Na me frɛ me nua bi na me ka kire ne se. Ekrom wa be ye wa. Abrunsamfo wa ha. Wo sorry amachi na se wo kwa adwuma. I can see the blessings upon this area. And then I can see the forces against these people. Why? Because there are a lot of black community. Houses and property. nipa edi buying, going into real estate, and they have done the research and who's before na area on to adan. So they have to come up with a plan because they knew said there's a contingency plan, there's a plan. Be on what try to say in the next 20 years a hanomo babe dane, Jane and Finch babe dane. I a very high way to say Eglinton. And they know the plan on my chat or subway, all this Kokoshavon. It is 2-3 traffic lights from Jane and Finch. Go and look at Vaughan Mills. Koshe. You can't recognize the place again. Go and look at Vaughan. It's in Krasefo. Omu nim chinano. Me kansa same way. Etu was say. It's me that Madame for Jamaica for Motonton mo down mo call Brampton in our dead. The woman no who same way they say. They lied to us because guess who bought those houses? China for Italians. Go Jane and Finch. When you go Coco Bonko for them, who owns the houses and the townhouses? Guyanese for now, Indians now, but a before no, the same Jimmy Fort is a coyo be making way, some to Jane and Finch, all free Ghana, Buku, Patas, Potompotomu, Ebabe Nemubi, so not take Jane and Finch. That is a Jane and Finch in your papa. That means you don't read. I'm on for. Young correct. Them crasses for na doors one system no move. Them crasses for na doors na omon brema Ghana. Ain't sada omon pene. Cause bebre omuti abrochi me mo ha. It's a man for me chama way. Ya besa ka se bi way. Yo, bye bye mo share video no way.